Hello students, here we come again with a lovely poem, The Ball Poem, written by John Berryman. It's a beautiful poem about the grief of a small boy who loses his ball and how he feels bad about it. It can relate so very much with us in this COVID situation, how we cherish those moments when everything was normal. So how is it related to us? We'll get to know as we get into the poem. Before that, let's get to know about our poet, John Berryman. John Allen McAlpin Berryman was an American poet and scholar, born in McAlester, Oklahoma. He was a major figure in American poetry in the second half of the 20th century and is considered a key figure in the confessional school of poetry. His best known work is the Dream Songs. And he was born on 25th October 1914 in McAlester, Oklahoma, US, and died on 7th January 1972 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States or US. And as you can see, spouse, that is wife. Well, we can see that there are three names here. So he had divorced two of his wives and had a third one. And that was on the personal front. And now the awards that he received for his work are Bollingen Prize and the National Book Award for Poetry. So as we get to know, John Berryman was an American poet and a scholar where he was really famous in the American poetry, and his works were very well known among the American people. So this is the introduction, and now we get on the poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street. And then merrily over, there it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down, all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He is learning, well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of laws, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So here, the poet tells us, what is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water, no use to say, oh, there are other balls. So here, the poet tells us that this little boy, for the first time in his life, has experienced the loss of something. And what does he lose? A ball. So as he's playing, the ball bounces merrily, happily. It bounces happily. And where does it go? Down the street and then into the water. So here he says, as this ball bounces and goes from the street into the water, he says, there's no point saying, oh, there are other balls. And what do you mean by saying, oh, there are other balls? It means that this, losing this ball it's okay, fine, I have many more. So there's no point saying once you lose it. And he says, an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down, all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. a dime, another ball is worthless. So here, if I have to tell you the meanings, well, ultimate means final, and then shaking with grief. What do you mean? So when a small boy loses something which he likes a lot, you're really in pain, isn't it? You feel very sad that you have lost something very precious. And then what's rigid? Rigid is where you become stiff because you just want it. Have you ever seen small children when they lose something, they just stand still like a statue? Have you ever observed? So it's something like that. He was just stiff and he was trembling, which means he was shivering. And I hope all of you know what's a harbor. We have harbor in Vizag also, so I don't think I have to explain it to you. Hmm? Intrude. What's the meaning of intrude? Where you enter a situation where it's sort of interference, where nobody really likes that you coming in between. So it's sort of an interference actually. And what's a dime? Dime means 10 cents. In America, 10 cents is called a dime. So here, what are they trying to tell you? Now this young boy loses his ball as it bounces away and lands in the harbor. And he's so troubled at the loss of the ball and he plunges in grief. Plunges means he feels really bad. He is very sad because he lost his ball. And as I told you, when small little kids, you lose something what they really like, they become stiff like a stubborn thing, you know. So this boy also was the same way. He was just standing stiff like that, not knowing what to do, losing something which he loved and he played always with. And then he shivers, he feels bad, he's staring down at the ball. Oh, I wish I could get that, but then you're looking at it and it's just going away from you and it's getting into the water. That's really terrible, where you like something and it's just falling away and you can't get it back. And here, as this ball, goes down, he remembers how he used to play with the ball. So all his memories are linked with the ball, how he used to enjoy with the ball. Now here, it's not just the ball actually, it's also the memory. So probably you can buy another ball. See here what the poet is trying to tell us. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. So you can probably spend 10 cents, spend money and buy another ball, but it's worthless. Why is it worthless? See here, let us say if you have lost a ball and you tell it to your mommy or daddy and then they say, okay, I'll give you money, go buy another one. So you get another ball, isn't it? So why is it worthless? Well, according to the poet, the memories with that ball which you lost cannot be bought back with money. That's what he means to say. Probably you can get another one. But can you get back the memories which you had with this ball which you lost? You can't, isn't it? So that's what he's trying to tell us. Money is worthless because you can't get back the memories. So now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls, balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. So what does he say? See, don't get upset because there is no point. You cannot find the ball. It has gone into the water, isn't it? And then this is where he first feels a sense of responsibility, where he feels, oh, I wish I could have taken care of, or else I wouldn't have lost the ball. So when he loses something, then he feels, I should have been careful. I should have taken of that ball, or else I wouldn't have lost it. So in a world of possession, where do you possess? Possession is something that where you own something, understand? Which is your own. So in this world where you take responsibility of something you own. See, most of the time your parents buy you gifts, or they buy you things for you as, as a child or even as a grown up. They buy you whatever you want. How many times do you take responsibility of keeping it up, of taking care of it? See, let us say you have a cycle or you have something else or an instrument or anything that you really wanted and they buy it out of love and affection. Do you maintain it? Do you keep up properly, or you use it and throw it away in a corner? So this is very important. Now this little boy, After losing his ball, he feels, oh, I wish I would have been a little responsible, I would have taken care. So sometimes we don't really value when we have things. It's only when we lose we feel bad about it. So the poet, that's why says, see, balls will be lost always, little boy, but no one can buy a ball back because money external. See, you can probably buy things, but you can never buy the memories related to it. So money is external. So what does he mean by telling money is external? Here he means that, all these which money can buy are materialistic. They don't really mean much in life, but what is important is the beautiful memories that you have. The beautiful moments that you spend are very, very important. And he says, he is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of laws, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So he says, now he was desperate, he was helpless, hopeless, feeling, oh no, I cannot get my ball back. Epistemology of loss is the thing where you understand, oh no, that I have lost it. Understand, you come to an understanding that you are losing something. So what is the meaning of epistemology? See, epistem means knowledge, and which means where you try to understand or try to know about something. So epistemology is a study of the nature of knowledge itself. Understand, epistemology means the study of nature of knowledge, where you try to understand things. Understand? So he learns to understand how to stand up, which means where the boy is learning how it is to lose something, and then knowing that every person will lose something or the other, which means you have to leave the things that you have lost, and then understand the true meaning of what exactly is a loss. Understand? So the poet says, so this boy is trying to learn the real world where many people own things and they lose. So now he will try to learn what exactly it is to lose. So here, see, it's a very good message that conveys to each one of us. See, many of us as kids or as adults, we don't really value, things or people of, who are around us or who do so much for us. Let it be right from your parents to your teachers or to anybody around, or even the people who help you around, right from the sweepers to the cleaners. Do we even value them? Isn't it? Apart from that, you know, there are things where money can buy, you can surely get back, but the memories that you have spent cannot be bought by memory. So here the poet tries to tell us to value everything, to value every moment, and to be responsible for our things, not to be careless and feel bad once we lose it. So there are so many beautiful messages which we have to realize, imbibe in our life. As kids, see, now we are in a COVID time. All of us know the value of time. How, as kids, you were coming to school as students, spending time at school, studying, getting the guidelines from your teachers, spending time with them, going to the ground, playing. All these are wonderful moments. Now we are stuck in a situation where you can't really go out. So now, probably you can talk to your friends or probably you can see each other somewhere, but can you get back those memories? You cannot, isn't it? So here, money probably can buy things, but it cannot buy memories. So that is very, very important. I think we have to take responsibilities of what we own and protect them as well. You shouldn't take it for granted. That is very important because once something is lost, it's lost. That's it. So make sure that you value every moment in life. Value every person, no matter how unimportant they are. Value every moment with your family, with your friends, or with your teachers. Value every moment because some things don't come back. So here, life is like that. Money can buy anything but not memories, but not the realities, but not love and affection. Money can't buy all these things. Money can buy things only. Money can buy material things. but it cannot replace the real love and affection which your family or elders or siblings, or for that matter your teachers who care for you at school, it cannot buy. So it's very important to value every moment and be responsible for your possessions and cherish every moment that you spend with everybody. So, a lovely poem where a small boy learns the realities of life, learns to accept that things will be lost, and how important it is to be responsible. So, kids, a beautiful poem with a wonderful message. Hope all of you loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed teaching this because it's so very nice to understand the realities of life, because I think most of the time kids are in a dream world because you watch so many funny things on YouTube or on TV, or you watch something really out of reality in the movies, but that is not life. Life is losing, gaining, and valuing. So this is very, very important. You have to understand how important it is to own your things in a responsible way, to value every moment in your life, every person in your life. So a wonderful poem, the ball poem, we end it here as we conclude it. Okay. So now we get into the question answer session. Now I want you to write the summary as always, write the meanings, and I would like you to write about how important possessing things are. How important is it for a person to possess things? Here when I mean things, it is material things. How important it is and why. And do you think it is very important to have material things? Then the most important value things like love, affection, care. Which one do you think is important? Material things or the real value things of emotions, love, care, and respect? So your first question is write the summary. Your second one is, do you think possessions are really important? And your third question is, which one is important? Is it the possessions, the material things, or the real things like love, affection, care, and respect? So please write down your views, because all these help you to improve your literary skills and your creative skills, which is very, very important in English. So please do your homework, concentrate. If you haven't understood, listen to the video twice, thrice, no harm, but listen as long as you understand. Okay? Take care. God bless you.